Talking about fans down here? They're much better than kids in Roma. Always have some stuff going on. No matter who's there. Always have stuff. You know, to make sure that the sponsors are happy so they sign up again. So go right here and hold on. You just know that I got to a point. This is pretty much right. I knew it. All I had to do was show up. But they had it. And that's what I want people to get to. Because I got my own setup that I almost never have time for when I'm with Lucas and Bobby and Floyd and them. Is Kevin doing this setup? And something doesn't go well, usually I'm having to use for reasons. He'd be saying that he stares at the computer. Deer in the headlights, right? Frozen. Well, we did. 7. We'll have another cup. Oh, I did Instagram with Wausau. No, I mean the users like it.
Welcome to the Grassland Dairy pregame show. Grassland Dairy provides dairy products for all kitchens. Let's just start that over. How about that? Welcome to Athletic Park in Wausau, Wisconsin, as we are here for Marshfield Post 54 Blue Devil baseball, as the Blue Devils travel here to Wausau to take on the Wausau Bulldogs. And Marshfield took care of the Bulldogs in Marshfield earlier this year. We'll talk about that game during the broadcast. But for tonight, this one is in Wausau, and we are here in the Grassland Dairy pregame show. Grassland Dairy provides dairy products for kitchens of all sizes. Grassland also has rewarding and fulfilling careers ready for you today. Internships, externships, and your next career is at grassland.com. Grassland Dairy, family owned, right here in central Wisconsin. We'll start with our starting lineups. Always a good place to start. And we'll start with the home Wausau Bulldogs. And leading off for the Bulldogs, playing left field, Matt Heinrich. At shortstop is Cole Osnes. First base, Sam Schubring. At third base is Jake Tomei. As we see the Bulldogs taking the field right now. And in left field, Luke Hammond. At second base, Andrew Heinzen. DH, Jack Nepkesik. At center field is Dylan Ackerman. And batting ninth and playing catcher, Thomas Rodman. Pitching for the Bulldogs tonight is Forrest Kronberger. For the visiting Marshfield Post 54 Blue Devils, in center field, batting first, Riley Bushak. Third base, Isaiah Byrol. At first base, Mason Coffrin. Batting cleanup, and in right field, Devin Palmer. Designated hitter tonight for the Blue Devils is Ben Gust. At shortstop, Ty Pankratz. At catching and batting seventh, Luke Erickson. Second base today for the Blue Devils, Matt Handrick. And in right field, Cole Hediger. On the mound for the Blue Devils is number 11, Preston Wagner. So again, the Bulldogs go Heinrich, Osnes, Schubring, Tomei, Hammond, Heinzen, Napkesik, Ackerman, and Rodman. Pitching, Forrest Kronberger. And for the Blue Devils, Bushak, Byrol, Coffrin, Palmer, Gust, Pankratz, Erickson, Handrick, Hediger. And pitching again for the Blue Devils is Preston Wagner. And Blue Devils come in at a mark of 4-5. Picked up a doubleheader win at home on Monday against DC Everest. And went 1-3 in the Bay Classic over in Green Bay during the weekend. So they look to continue their winning ways. They're winners of 3 of their past 4. Sit firmly in 4th place right now. We'll talk about the Wisconsin Valley standings during today's broadcast as well. Blue Devils, though, with some work. They're 4 games behind the Plover Black Sox, who stand at 8-1 and in first place in the Valley. Thank you to our game sponsor, Grassland Dairy. Grassland Dairy provides dairy products for kitchens of all sizes. Grassland also has rewarding and fulfilling careers ready for you today. Internships, externships, and your next career is at grassland.com. Grassland Dairy, family owned, right here in central Wisconsin. It is American Legion Baseball when we come back. Grassland Dairy Products in Greenwood has been in the butter churning business for over 300 years. Since 1893, when the original Wietrich family immigrated to Wisconsin from the Swiss Alps, to present-day fourth-generation owners, Grassland Dairy Products has perfected the butter-making process. Grassland Dairy offers an assortment of butter products and dairy ingredients. Whether for industrial use or your own kitchen table, you can trust that Grassland Dairy Products will produce quality butter that everyone will enjoy. GrasslandDairy.com.
Forward Bank, originally incorporated in Marshfield, has been around for 100 years and in those 100 years has grown tremendously and continues to do so. With locations in Colby, Greenwood, Marshfield, Medford, Stanley, Thorpe, and Withee, they are always looking to be part of your family, business, farm, or nonprofit. For personal loans, business loans, life insurance, or homeowners insurance, stop by one of their 7 convenient locations and see how they can help you move forward.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Welcome back to Athletic Park. We are here in Wausau, Wisconsin, just north of downtown Wausau. Sun begins to set over in left field, and essentially just the batter and the catcher, and especially a left-handed batter, will need to contend with the sun for the next hour or so, as we're past the longest day of the year, and unfortunately days are getting shorter. That's what this means. Jason Zaleski here on the call for you today. Voice of the Post 54 Blue Devils, Doug Zaleski, on vacation in Las Vegas. How about that, folks? You work for 2.5 weeks and you go on vacation. That is some kind of employment agreement right there. But Doug off for the next day and a half or so. He'll be back with you Saturday in Eau Claire, as Marshfield will take on a bunch of teams over in the Eau Claire tournament starting on Friday. But for today, it is baseball here in Wausau. First pitch comes in high to Riley Bushak, and we are underway here at Athletic Park in Wausau. And Marshfield comes in 4-5 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. That one also misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Plover at 8-1. They lead the pack. And the Black Sox are actually playing right now. They're tied at home against the Stevens Point Sixers. It's 1-1, bottom of the third. Wisconsin Rapids in second place at 7-1, just a half game behind Plover. They just haven't played as many games as the Black Sox, but the Rangers right there, and the Rangers beat Plover about a week and a half ago, so they would hold a tiebreaker right now, but those two will play each other yet this season, and a lot more to be figured out at the top of the standings. 3 balls, 1 strike to Bushak. Anago at third place, they're 6-2. Mentioned Marshfield at 4-5. Those Sixers playing Plover right now, coming at 3-4. And a strike full count now to Bushak. These Wausau Bulldogs are 2-5. Everest at 1-6, and Merrill 1-8. Anago was also tied for first up until last night, but DC Everest, actually Everest now 2-6 as Bushak goes down swinging for the first out of the game. But Everest now moves their record to 2-6, drops Anago out of first place down to 6-2 as the Everest squad beat Anago. Those Typhoons last night 3-1. That's an upset. Isaiah Byrell comes up for the Blue Devils. That was an upset, though. That was not foreseen, and just one of those things during the course of a baseball season that happen. Head on over to ZaleskiSports.com, maybe in between innings, or pull it up on a different device. You can read our article from last night about any given day here in this Wisconsin Valley. And listen, we didn't predict that was going to happen. We don't make predictions here on the Zaleski Sports Show. But we do alert you to things that can and may happen. That one inside, it is quickly now 3 balls, no strikes to Byrell. Give you a teaser here on the last paragraph of the article. Again, this is on ZaleskiSports.com. As they say, any given day, much of the month of July is filled with those any given days. And that day happened to Anago last night. Again, lost to Everest, a game Typhoons probably didn't figure on losing. Perhaps a game Everest didn't figure on winning, but they found a way. Again, we had Everest twice on Monday here against Marshfield, and at times it just looked like a hapless ball club against Marshfield. The rain moved in and out during those 2 games. It came with 9 players to the game, and there's all kinds of reasons for that. I'm not insinuating anything, but they had the odds stacked against them, I guess, and did not put up much of a fight against Marshfield in either of those 2 games, and then 48 hours later beat a first-place team. So any given day, that's what it means. Mason Coffrin looks at a ball. 1 out here. Runner at first is Byrell. That's an update there. Byrell takes off for second. Throw comes out of the mitt late for Rodman, and it's a stolen base for Isaiah Byrell. And if I remember right from Monday, I believe Isaiah had 3 stolen bases in that first game alone. That was a doubleheader due to a rain postponement. Game that was scheduled to be at Everest last week got postponed due to rain, and they made up the game, turned it into a doubleheader at Marshfield on Monday. Byrell had 3 stolen bases in game 1. Now we got 1 swipe of a base here tonight so far, as Kronberger having trouble finding the strike zone here early. Top of the first inning. It's a 3-0 count coming to Coffrin. Kronberger looks and delivers the 3-0 inside, and second walk now. Back-to-back walks issued by Kronberger. Coffrin down to first, Byrell at second. That brings up the cleanup hitter, right fielder Devin Palmer. And again, a lot of games left to be played. I'll tell you right now, we're going to be all chock full of baseball for the rest of the weekend. Rapids plays in the Firecracker over in Stevens Point starting tomorrow. We'll have that game live for you. We'll go through their schedule here in a little bit later on in the game, tell you about the Firecracker Classic over there in Stevens Point. Again, Marshfield starts their tournament over in Eau Claire on Friday. They'll play 4 in Eau Claire, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. Hits the inside corner for a strike right at the letters. 1-1 now to Palmer. So lots of baseball going, and it's kind of what that article I was referencing talked about. Just a lot of games left to be played here in July. And even though Plover and Rapids hanging out at the top spot at 7-1, Anago again with that loss last night to Everest drops to 6-2. They're all right there. They lead the pack. Marshfield and maybe even Stevens Point could have something to say about the finish to this 2019 Valley season. That one gets behind Rodman, and Byrell and Coffrin both advance on the pass ball. Ball Rodman should have been able to handle behind the plate. Didn't. 2 now in scoring position for Marshfield here on the top of the first. Kronberger fires the 3-1. Off-speed pitch, missed it high, and now 3 straight walks for Kronberger. And Rodman's going to go out and talk to him as designated hitter Ben Gust steps in. Gust looking for big inning here for Marshfield. And it's got all the trappings of a tasty meal here in the first. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Kronberger first pitch to Gust's. First pitch swinging. Nobody told Ben that Kronberger had just walked 3 in a row. Comes up, swings at the first one. See if he's a little bit more picky on pitch number 2. No, that one gets away. Byrell's going to stay put at third. I think Isaiah and Coach Ryan Metz down there at third thought that might have been fouled back. He didn't get any kind of a jump off of third. So Byrell stays at third, and it's 0-2 quickly now to Gust. Again, after Kronberger walked 3 straight, he's got Gust 0-2. And here it is. Misses high. And thanks everybody out there for tuning into the broadcast today. Appreciate having you aboard. We'll take you wire to wire here. A swing and a miss, and dropped. Third strike dropped behind the plate by Rodman. So Gust will live to see another pitch in this at-bat. That one misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes now as Gust a little bit more patient here on the back end of this at-bat. He came up swinging right away. Maybe not something you would have asked him to do after Kronberger walked 3 in a row, but he came up swinging. Here's the 2-2. That one misses high. Kronberger now. Full count to Gust. Nowhere to put him. You don't want to walk one in. Yeah, at least throw a strike and let your defense do its job behind you. Here's the 3-2. Gust hits that one off the end of the bat, and Palmer almost stepped on it. He would have been out if he did. It's a RBI for Ben Gust, and Marshfield on the board, 1-0 here in the top of the first. Four-three on the putout. Palmer to second. Coffrin to third. Brings up the shortstop, Ty Pankratz. And that one skips in. Blocked by Rodman. Rachel Zaleski producing today. Mentioned before the broadcast that Lucius Messerschmidt looks a little thin out there. Well, Ty Pankratz, every bit as thin as Messerschmidt. I bet if you had them in street clothes and looked behind, you wouldn't know who was who. But Pankratz hits it up the middle, gets a seeing eye single through the infield, and that'll score Coffin and Palmer. Marshfield up 3-0 here early. So 2 RBI now for Pankratz. An RBI out made by Gus, the batter before. 3-0 now Marshfield. Catcher Luke Erickson sees that one bounce in. The sun now appearing from behind the clouds in left center. Bright sun's going to set right towards home plate for the next hour, maybe hour 10 minutes here. That one gets away from Rodman. Palmer down to second. Throw comes down anyway, or Pankratz. Pankratz was already there on the pass ball. Pankratz, Palmer, what's the difference? All Stratford Tiger champions is what they are. I don't mean to lump them together, but after seeing a amazing Stratford Tiger season, you sometimes get the names mixed up just a bit. No Eli Drexler in the lineup, speaking of those Stratford Tigers. Eli, the shoulder problem that flared up. Coach Metz doesn't want him throwing the ball. You will see him come in and pinch run, though, during these games. So we'll see what the season holds for Mr. Drexler as Erickson goes down to first on the walk. Brings up second baseman Matt Handrick, the 8th batter here in the inning for the Blue Devils. Jagger Johnson is going to come out and run for the catcher Erickson. But anyway, we'll see what Drexler does here this season. He will play at the University of Minnesota Duluth. He'll play baseball there next year. So best of luck as while I'm talking about it here to Mr. Drexler with the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs, different Bulldogs than these Wausau variety. But certainly, in the grand scheme of things, you'd like to have a healthy college player versus maybe somebody wearing themselves out here in Legion ball. And Coach Metz aware of that and made, with Eli's help, I'm sure, making the right decision here to make sure he gets out of this season healthy, set him up for success next year up in Duluth. Eli had some of those troubles during the high school season as well. He actually figured to be one of the pitchers for the Tigers. That's a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Handrick. Figured to be one of the main pitchers for the Tigers during the season, but that didn't turn out as those shoulder problems cropped up during the season. Just not able to shake him here during the summer baseball year. The 1-2 from Kronberger. Misses outside for a ball. Mentioned Jagger Johnson down at first base via the pinch runner, the walk from Luke Erickson. We've got fireworks going off here somewhere. They're going to let the game continue, though. Not sure where those are coming from. But Jagger was our highlight house player of the game back on Monday against Everest, as Handrick lifts that one into the infield. Second baseman Heinzen under it for the out, and the half inning ends for Marshfield. But they do get 3 across here. In the top of the first inning, we go to the bottom of the first after this.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski.
It's time for the Zaleski Sports Show 3 to C.
I'm in the house.
I'm in the house.
He's in the house. He's in the house.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go Sports! Here. Friday Fish Fry in Wisconsin is a tradition like no other. After Hours in Marshfield has been voted best fish fry, and they're ready to take your order now. Now listen, folks, it's Wednesday today, 4th of July tomorrow will go fast, and then Friday will be here, and After Hours is going to be your place. As a matter of fact, you can go down to After Hours in Marshfield. They're on East 14th Street, just off the corner of South Central Avenue and East 14th Street, just 1 block east of that intersection on South Central. 4th of July celebration, though, happening at after hours. Go over there tomorrow afternoon. Hot dog brats are having a cookout over there. That'll be good. Get a nice cold beer or drink to wash them down, and then get ready for the fireworks tomorrow night. But again, call after hours at 387-6560. Get your order ready right now. They've got a full menu tonight. I had a nice bacon cheeseburger from after hours just earlier today. So give them a call, 387-6560. Order to go or dine in and watch this game on the big screen TVs at after hours. Again, call after hours now, 387-6560. Matt Heinrich, left fielder for the Bulldogs. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Wagner fired off 2 pitches there. Well, I told you about the good people down at after hours. Casey and Chris making it happen down there, putting on a good show. And they're sprucing the place up a little bit. Rachel and I had a fish down there last week, as a matter of fact. Strike 3 looking. Heinrich goes down. Strikeout number 1 on the first batter of the evening for Preston Wagner. Brings up the shortstop, Cole Osnes. But we went down last Friday, had fish down at after hours, watched the Legion game on the TV. I'm sure they've got it on now. That one ripped through the hole that short. It's going to be a single for Osnes. Anyway, after hours, got hot dogs, brats. Have a nice cookout down there. Probably some other stuff on the grill. Go on down there and get yourself some lunch or maybe a dinner down there tomorrow. And then head on down for the fireworks. Get ready for that tomorrow. And then Friday fish at after hours in Marshfield. Sam Schubring, first baseman, and first time up. As it looks like Osnes went to the dugout. He didn't like the apparatus, or he wanted to get an apparatus that he was missing. He's going to put a brace on his wrist. See some of the big leaguers doing this with the oven mitt. So Osnes goes and grabs the oven mitt from the dugout. I guess he's seen Eric Thames and others from the Brewers and other major leaguers wear the oven mitt, and he's going to wear one too. Low for a ball to Schubring. I remember back to my high school days, I was playing linebacker for the Marshfield Tigers. That ripped into center field, back-to-back hits for the Bulldogs. Schubring aboard, Osnes over to second. I'll bring up the third baseman, Jake Tomey. But anyway, high school football career, lackluster as it may have been, playing linebacker, and I decided I was going to go out and buy a pair of gloves before the season, just like I had seen from the NFL players. Go wear my gloves back there, and got out of the field. Guys gave me a good razzing. What are you doing with those gloves on? Nobody wears gloves playing linebacker. And those were all the receivers and running backs kind of laughing at me. I told them to shut up. Went out and probably hit them extra hard, put a nice tackle on them with my gloves on. Well, now it turns out, we fast forward the calendar, everybody wears gloves. Linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, running backs, kickers even wearing gloves. Heck, even seen Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and others, quarterbacks, with gloves on. No, not because of me, but just because it's just the way things were. And I did it because I saw a professional athlete doing it. And again, Osnes down there with the oven mitt for the base he hasn't stole yet. So Tomey, 1 ball, 2 strikes from Wagner. Wagner checks Osnes on second, takes a peek at that oven mitt. Now turns and fires. Low for a ball. See, Rach, that's the way you bring the story all the way back around, and you make it applicable to what's going on here, and applicable all at the same time. Rachel Zaleski producing today's show, if I didn't mention that before. Swing and a miss. Must have been fouled back. I didn't hear anything from the bat, but home plate umpire knows better than I do, so Tomey will see the 2-2 pitch from Wagner again. There it is. High for a ball. Full count now. Wagner to Tomey. Good Marshfield contingent here at Athletic Park. I'd say much less of a crowd for the Bulldogs. Probably outweighed something like 4-1 here in the stands at Athletic Park. That one chopped through the infield. Tomey gets it through to left field, but able to charge in on it. Make sure I get my stats right here. Palmer playing in left field. It looks like for a minute Coach Metz had him in the 9 spot and then attempted to change it to a 7, and it looks like a 9-7. That'll happen from time to time. So the hit by Tomey goes through. Osnes to third. Schubring second. It's 3 consecutive base hits for the Bulldogs. Bases loaded now for left fielder Luke Hammond. Anyway, as I was saying, Palmer able to charge in on that and keep Osnes at third. The ball hit in front of Osnes. Maybe not a whole lot of temptation to score, although just 1 out. Well, did you say a runner did score? Oh, I did. All right, so there's 2 outs as there was a rundown. Good thing Rachel's here to help me out here. That one fouled straight back, and we'll leave Athletic Park. I didn't even see that rundown. Well, I was attempting to figure out. Coach Metz wrote a 7 or a 9 for Palmer, and again, it just looks like a 7-9 on there, and I was attempting to figure that out. Missed that whole thing. All right, 0-2 now to Hammond with runners at the corners. Outside for a ball. That's what happens when you look away. You miss something. Good thing everybody at home saw what was happening. They're probably laughing at me, though. That's okay. People laugh at me all the time. Here's the 1-2 from Wagner. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Preston Wagner, and Wagner keeps the Bulldogs off the board. We have played 1 complete here in Wausau. Marshfield 3, Wausau nothing.
And now the continuing adventures of Captain Collision.
Aha, the phone. Hello, Mankey's Automotive and Collision Center.
Hi, Captain Collision. I was backing out of the driveway and trying to text my friend and hit the snowbank thingy, and boom. Know what I mean?
Of course. Of course, Rob and the rest of the Mankey team can fix anything. They can give you a free estimate, free pickup and delivery, and a lifetime warranty on your repair work. Now let's get to work. Mankey's Automotive and Collision Repair, 25th Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids. We meet the nicest people by accident.
The Marshfield Eagles Club has summer fun available for you now. The Marshfield Eagles Club has bingo every Thursday evening, along with food and drink specials every day. The Eagles also has the annual summer steak feed coming up later on this month. And stop on into the Eagles beginning on Monday for the July blood drive. Marshfield Eagles Club on South Oak Avenue will also book your next wedding, reunion, banquet, or gathering right now. Call the Eagles at 715-384-3000. That is 384-3000. Rachel, you had some fun at the Eagles. Won a bingo game. You really won 2, but you were caught on a technicality on the second one. It turns out when you win bingo in an official style bingo, you've got to call the bingo when that number that hits your bingo hits, right? You got to call it right then. So they call B10, and that's your bingo. You got to call it right then and there. Rachel's a little bit slow. She called the bingo on the next number, and the lady came over and said, "Wrong." So she really won 2 games in a row, but only got paid for 1. Still a fun time over at the Eagles. Head on down there. They got all kinds of good stuff going on. And thanks to the Eagles for hopping on board here and sponsoring Post 54 baseball. Cole Hediger sees that one skip past Rodman. Back to the top of the order after Cole, Bushak and Byroll due up for the Blue Devils. Kronberger readies the 1-1 and delivers. That one hit up and out of play. Cole Hediger, one of the Neilsville contingent playing on this year's Marshfield Legion team. Good to see kids from the area coming out to play. And the 1-2 fisted up the middle. That one is going to be an infield single for Hediger. Didn't get enough, didn't get a lot of it, but just did get enough to get the ball out of the infield. And Hediger aboard for the Blue Devils. All right, let's go to the chat box online here, see who's laughing at me. best way to find out. First pitch to Bushak, fouled away. Riley had a walk-off winner in Green Bay, the lone victory up at that tournament last weekend for Marshfield. It was Bushak getting the hit and walking off on a hot, humid day up in Green Bay that day. Some people were fortunate enough to go to the lake that day as Hediger takes off for second. Foot first slide, and he's in. Stolen base for Cole Hediger. Second stolen base of the game for Marshfield already here with only 3 outs off the board. Too early for a Bushak walk-off here in this game, but you never know. Sometimes what you do here in the early stages leads to good quality at-bats and good things later in the game. So Bushak, fun player to watch too, had a kind of a crazy slide on Monday night too. If you have watched, or if you haven't, shame on you. Highlights from that Everest doubleheader on Monday. In that opening intro to the highlight package, you'll see Riley sliding to second base. It's funny. He almost tipped over on the head first slide. He almost did a somersault going into second base. That one's going to get through the hole at second. Hediger held up at third. That ball just did get into the outfield. Back-to-back hits for Marshfield. Runners at the corners now, nobody out. I look over to Rachel here. She admits she hasn't seen the highlight yet either, so we're gonna dial it up here for her. Rachel's been busy this week, doing all kinds of stuff. Of course, you all know Rachel from the Zaleski Sports Show. We talk about the show and the reemergence of the show coming up here during the broadcast as another stolen base for Marshfield. Bushak down to second. And for tonight, continuation of Monday night, they are no longer the Post 54 Blue Devils or the Post 54 Runnin' Devils. These Devils are running. Kronberger low. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Byro. That one will be out of play down the right field line here into the deck area. One of the kind of the fun aspects of Athletic Park. Athletic Park home to the Wisconsin Woodchucks and a lot of extracurriculars here at the Ball Diamond. Nice little, I don't know, what would you call that? A little garden area down there. A little place to hang out with your friends, a patio. Let's sit out there with your friends and watch a game from a different angle. Maybe enjoy a beverage or 10. So anyway, what do we got going on here? 2 balls, 2 strikes to Byro. High, and another full count now for Kronberger. It'll be his 3rd full count of this game here, and we are early. Kronberger readies the 3-2 and delivers. Low, missed, and Byro walks, his 2nd walk in as many plate appearances here today. And that will cause Coach to come out of the dugout here and take the ball from Kronberger. So we've got a pitching change coming up for the Bulldogs. He has seen enough of Kronberger. We will get you up to date with those pitching changes when we come back.
Wausau Homes Marshfield offers the quality you know and trust close to home. Whether you're looking for a 2-story house with an open staircase or a cozy 2-bedroom bungalow, Wausau Homes Marshfield can build it with a firm price and a guaranteed move-in date. Stop by their new location on Central Avenue and see how Wausau Homes Marshfield can help make your homeowning dreams come true. Wausau Homes Marshfield, custom homes built your way.
If your path to achieving your hopes and dreams is less than clear, Meyer & Associates provides the direction and guidance that helps put things into focus. We provide financial advice and customized solutions that help take the uncertainty out of your dreams for today and the future.
We can work together to make an honest assessment, understand your options, commit to a plan, live life brilliantly. Our team is here to help.
So Casey Califice is going to come in and take the mound for the Bulldogs as Forrest Kronberger goes just one inning here in this Wisconsin Valley Conference game against Post 54 in Marshfield. All runners, and there are 3 of them, bases loaded for Marshfield when Coffrin steps up here, are the responsibility of Mr. Kronberger. Kronberger, 3 earned runs back in the first, 5 walks in just one inning of pitching. So not exactly what the Wausau coaching staff was looking for out of Kronberger tonight, but he'll watch the rest of this one from inside the Bulldog dugout. So we're going to take an on-air, off-air peek at that highlight I was telling you about. Guys, again, highlights are found on Facebook at Zaleski Sports. Check out all the highlights from any game this season. And we have seen, well, I think all but 2 early in the season. We were still covering state baseball, but lots of highlights out there. I'd say 93.5% of the Marshfield highlights available on Facebook at Zaleski Sports. But here's the Rachel's taking a look here. As Riley sliding into second base on Monday in that second game, kind of went heels over head first, and he's having a good time. It was a knee slapper for Riley, as it turned out, and he was having a good time out there, getting things going. Guys in the press box, the announcer there gave him congratulations on one of the worst slides he's ever seen. I'm familiar with a slide into second base. There is no doubt about that. Maybe we should resurrect that file, Rachel. I think maybe that was fun. I've still got the pants to prove it. Story for a different game. All right, back in action here. Mason Coffrin with the bases loaded and sees a strike from Califice. So Califice comes in, did what Kronberger couldn't, and that's throw strikes. At least one pitch into his outing here. That one hit right back to Califice off his ankle. He's going to gather, throw home to Rodman in time for the out. So they get the lead runner coming home in Hediger. And one out. Califice now shaking out his ankle. That went right off his ankle. And he points to the dugout and says, "I'm okay." So Coffrin down to first on the fielder's choice. Spirals at second. The aforementioned sliding piece of work, Bushak down at third, brings up Devin Palmer. Palmer walked and later scored back in the first inning. Califice, a little bit faster pace out there than Kronberger as well. Swing and a miss by Palmer. 1 ball, 1 strike. In-stadium scoreboard was trending behind on the count, but they're all caught up now. Umpires will at times take a look at that scoreboard. If it's wrong, they'll hold up that count on purpose and do kind of a over their head, off to the side wave with their fingers on the numbers. Make sure scorekeepers paying attention. They start above their head and they flail their arms outwards and then back in. Now, we're not going to take a video of everything that's happening here. Rachel's trying to light up the Instagram tonight as that one into the empty bleachers up the first base line. Only letting the fans sit in the grandstands right behind home plate tonight. Nobody allowed down either baseline. And those are barricaded off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Palmer. Just a bit inside. So full count now. Califice comes right back with it and fires low in the dirt. Gets away from Rodman. That'll walk in Bushak. 4-0 Marshfield. So Ben Gust grounded out to second. His last time up, that was against Kronberger. You know, what's interesting to me about baseball broadcasts, everybody always talks about what the batter did last time. I don't know how much relevance that really has. Another comebacker to Califice, and the turn down to first is thrown into right field, and that will allow Coffrin to score from second base. He had moved over to third as runners were advancing stations. And an E2 after the out was recorded at home. Byrell out 1-2 for the second out of the inning. And then Coffrin on the error on the throw down to first comes in to score. Palmer over to third. And Gust is safe via the E2 down at first base. That was as close to a tailor-made double play as you could want. Califice did a nice job, got it right back to Rodman. Rodman had more time than he thought. Gust, not the fastest Blue Devil, but got it down there, and that is foul as it jumped just left of the bag down at third. But Rodman had more time than he thought he did. If he just takes one more step out towards the pitcher's mound and then gathers himself and throws, probably able to get Gust on the double play, hurried himself just a bit, and then airmailed it into right field. So 5-0 Marshfield here as we play in the top of the second. Califice takes a peek over at Palmer, fires home, outside. Ty Pankratz. But anyway, everybody always talks about what the batter did the last time up. I'm not sure that's always relevant, especially when there's a pitching change. That's a whole different situation, and where a guy might have, so you say that because, well, maybe he's got a tendency to always hit to left field. So you say, well, last time he was up, he hit it to left field. All right, that's all fine and dandy. But then a new pitcher comes up and say, went from a right-hander to a left-hander. I don't know, I just think it's pretty meaningless to say, well, he hit it to left field last time. Who cares? A new pitcher and new circumstances. I don't know, my 2 cents. 3 balls, 1 strike to Pankratz. And nipped the inside corner there, so full count now. The sun, again, it's got some trees. I thought it'd be an hour before the sun would set, as this one's grounded over to second and thrown over in time for the third out of the inning. But some trees along the river over there, so we'll get some relief from that sun probably in about 15 minutes. But for now, Marshfield scores 2 in the top of the second. They lead 5-0.
With summer right around the corner, are you looking to purchase that special toy? Bill's Service Center is your one-stop shop for everything that you need to enjoy your summer. We have a huge inventory of Polaris and Can-Am and ATVs and UTVs. We also have a huge selection of Ski-Doo if you're already planning for next winter. Whether you're looking for something brand new or used, come on down to Bill's Service Center, where we not only sell the equipment, but we fix it too.
Are you a veteran looking to buy a new home or lower your existing mortgage payment?
At Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, we understand the sacrifices you made in serving our country. We believe it's our turn to serve you and your family.
We'll show you how to take advantage of your VA home loan benefit. At Fairway, we can finance up to 100% on the home you intend to purchase or refinance.
At Fairway, we'd be honored to help you with your financing. Stop in at one of our offices or give us a call today.
Due up for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second, Heinzen, Knapp, Kessick, and Ackerman. As the Bulldogs bat 6, 7, 8 here in the bottom of the second. And first pitch swinging, Heinzen lifts that one to Coffrin at first, settles under it, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Jack Knapp, Kessick. Steve Maves watching back at home in Wisconsin Rapids. Hope Steve's enjoying the broadcast so far. He's got a big weekend ahead of him. Firecracker Classic taking place over in Stevens Point starting tomorrow. And now is probably the best time to break the news to Steve. Steve, hope you're sitting down. Rain in the forecast tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike. But, yeah, rain has been in the forecast often here in 2019. That one ripped down the line at first. Down there. First base coach hit the deck down there. Ball probably about 10 feet over his head. It was drama llama going on down there, but looked like a fun time diving down on the ground. The 1-2 from Wagner outside. Wagner runs the count full now to Napkezik. Here it is. It is hit right back to Wagner. Pops up off of his foot. Wagner settles over to Coffrin in time for out number 2. Both pitchers now taking one off their bottom of their leg. Umpire is going to come out and check with Wagner. He gives a thumbs up right away. So anyway, Firecracker Classic starts tomorrow over at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point. We'll be live for a good chunk of that tournament. Starting tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. pregame show, 6 o'clock first pitch, and it's Wisconsin Rapids and DC Everest. And then it's a full slate on Friday, 4 games, and then a fuller slate on Saturday with 5 games. 10 games in total over in the Firecracker, and then they go to bracket play. As this one, Ackerman hits it to left, and Palmer got a late jump on it. I was going to call it a can of corn, but I'm not sure Palmer saw it right away. But he's able to come in and make the diving stop, and the Bulldogs go down quietly here in the bottom of the second. We are through to Marshfield 5, Wausau nothing.
Are you a veteran looking to buy a new home or lower your existing mortgage payment?
At Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, we understand the sacrifices you made in serving our country. We believe it's our turn to serve you and your family.
We'll show you how to take advantage of your VA home loan benefit. At Fairway, we can finance up to 100% on the home you intend to purchase or refinance.
At Fairway, we'd be honored to help you with your financing. Stop in at one of our offices or give us a call today.
Are you looking for a daycare close to Auburndale? Little Sprouts Learning Garden Daycare, located at 10564 North School Road, has a convenient location right next to Auburndale schools. When you bring your children to Little Sprouts, you know that you're leaving them in good hands. With a capacity of 50 children, this daycare is open to all children from 6 weeks to 12 years. Conveniently open from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, Little Sprouts Learning Garden in Auburndale is your family-friendly daycare.
Back to Athletic Park here in Wausau as we continue our 2019 American Legion season, post-54 Blue Devil style. And Zaleski Sports thanks you for watching all season, and we're going to go the distance here. We're going to follow all the way through the state tournament up in Chippewa. That starts on July 27th, but we got a bunch of games to play between now and then, and all Marshfield, all Wisconsin Rapids games is and are yours for the taking. Erickson, Handrick, Hediger, 7-8-9 for Marshfield. So anyway, back to the Firecracker Classic. I mentioned we'll be live over in Stevens Point tomorrow at 5:45. 6 o'clock first pitch, Rapids and Everest. And then we'll see you again on Friday at 4:45 as Wisconsin Rapids takes on Oshkosh. And then again on Saturday, 3 o'clock first pitch, Wisconsin Rapids and these Wausau Bulldogs. Then the top two, there's two pools. Pool A, Rapids, Wausau, Everest, Oshkosh. Pool B is Stevens Point, Beaver Dam, and Nakusa. Top 2 from each group will go to the brackets, and a champion will be decided on Sunday. Those games go 8:30, 11:30, and 2:30. Pool A, Seed 1, figures to be Wisconsin Rapids unless something unusual happens. That means that broadcast starts at 8:30 in the morning. Holy man. Good luck, Steve Maves. That's what I say to that. I don't think, I don't know if Steve's a coffee drinker. I know he's listening to the broadcast here. He can hit in the chat box down below if he's one of those coffee kind of people. I don't know. I would need like a adrenaline shot to be ready. Maybe I wouldn't. Who am I fooling? I get kind of up for these things. So Califice fires high. It's full now to Erickson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rachel thinks rain is coming off to the west. I don't think so. But there's a certain technology that's going to prove one of us right and one of us wrong. It's called a radar. And Rachel's dialing up the radar right now. Nice night, really, for baseball out here as a walk issued to Erickson. Yeah, my bet is on no rain. It looks like there's 4 drops of water kind of west of Rib Mountain. That's what it looks like, and I think the water supply will be exhausted by the time it goes over the mountain. Kind of what the mountains do, they take up all the rain out of the clouds and keep us dry over here on the east side. That's what I think. That one high and inside to Handrick. I don't know. What's one of the weather guys at the TV stations? Mark Holly. Mark Holly. Kind of fond of Marshfield, I think Mark Holly is, so I guess we like him. But anyway, Mark Holly, he probably would agree with me. On the east side here of the mountain, no rain. Mark's probably out there watching this game too. Probably is. So a walk now for Handrick. So back-to-back walks by Califice. He had a decent second inning as he came in relief of Kronberger. But this is much more of the same here for the Bulldogs. Show you how that works. All right, Cole Hediger now at the bottom of the order for Marshfield. Still nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss by Hediger. That's probably too much, huh? Better. So full count now to Hediger after Erickson and Handrick scamper down on, I call it a loose pitch. That one is going to get just out of play. Right off the second row down there, off the bleachers you're not allowed to sit on. The little kid's going to run down there and try to get himself 50 cents anyway, but he's going to be disappointed when he gets down there and they say, you can't come on the field, or you can't come in the bleachers. Tough luck for that kid. Califice now, full count. Version 2.0 here to Hediger. Here it is. And that one misses. So 3 walks for Califice. It was 3 walks for Kronberger back in the first. So now both Bulldog pitchers have accomplished that same feat. And not one to be accomplished. Steve Mave says, not much of a coffee guy, but he may just have to do it that day. I don't know. I think you're going to have to do something. So first pitch is at 8:30. Live broadcast starts 8:15, maybe 8:20. And Bushak lifts that one down the other side of the ballpark and on the street by the time that bounced out there. But there's got to be something as the sun finally has sunk below the trees out in the left center. So we are lights on for the rest of the night. I don't know, Rachel, what else can you do? Adrenaline, coffee, a good night's sleep the night before? Well, Rachel says to exercise a little bit before you leave the house. All right. Well, that's one idea. That one is low. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Again, we'll be on the broadcast at 5 o'clock on Friday, should the schedule hold. You figure you can make it back home before nightfall, maybe. And Bushak single into left field. That'll bring in Luke Erickson. So RBI for Bushak. Bushak 2 for 3 today. But it's been easy pickings here for Marshfield against Wausau. So 6-0 brings up Isaiah Byrell. Byrell's walked twice, scored once. And that one grounded over to first. Picked there, flipped over to Califice for the out. In the meantime, though, Handrick comes in to score. 7-0 Marshfield. So RBI for Byrell on the out. First out of the inning. Runners at second and third. 2 runs already in here for Marshfield in the top of the 3rd inning. And Califice going to ask for a new ball. No, I guess he's satisfied with that one. Closely inspected it. Started walking towards the umpire as if to get a new seed, but likes the one he's got. And Coffrin liked it too. Rips it to center field, going back and against the wall. It's off the wall for Coffrin. 1 run is in. 2nd run coming around. There'll be no throw when a 2 RBI double for Mason Coffrin. Wow, what a hit for Coffrin. That one bounced off the center field wall right below the 360 mark, about 8 feet below the 360. It's a tall wall out there in center. Batter's eye all in black out there. And well struck by Coffrin. Again, I was saying Califice was about to give that ball back, decided he liked it, but Coffrin liked it even more. Brings up the left fielder, Devin Palmer. Palmer with a nice diving grab to end the 2nd inning. Don't know if it's 3-0 worthy. We'll find out. There's some more baseball to be played yet this week. Which reminds me, we'll be revealing last week's 3-0 winner on Friday. Hope you had a chance to vote. Again, voting takes place on Facebook every Sunday. Check the page around 11 a.m. Get home from church, check out Facebook, and vote for your favorite highlight from the week. We pick the best 3. We put them up for you to vote on. You vote the winner, and then we bring the winner on the show. Let them announce the goings on with the 3-0, and then they get to announce themselves. And every now and then we ask them a few questions, find out how things are going during their season or what they may have going on during their personal time. As Palmer down to first on the walk. 4th walk of the inning for Califice. Palmer at first, Coffrin at second, and inside pitch to Gust. He swings and misses. Again, Gust has been a free swinger here today. Ground out and reached by error. That one outside by Califice. Tried to breaking ball and missed. At this point, Bulldogs probably best served fastballs, pound the strike zone, get some outs, and then going to have to score some runs. Because it's already 9-0 here and only in the top of the third. That one bounced off the left shoulder of Rodman, gets to the backstop, and both runners will advance. I'll also admit at the same time, I'm not much of a baseball coach. I'm really not a baseball coach at all. What it seems to me, based on my experience in the game of baseball, you'd pump some strikes, and that's what can happen. You get a strikeout. 2 down now in the inning, and Pankratz comes up as the 9th batter of the inning for the Blue Devils. But throw some strikes, let your defense get in the game, get them behind you, get them some action, ground ball, fly ball. Even if one lands in front of them, you get them active out in the field, get them engaged in the game. And then when you do get that third out, you come in the dugout, everybody's at least been moving around and active. You come up to the plate, you're warmed up. You throw a lot of pitches, balls in the dirt, outside, high, low, inside, and your fielders just kind of stand around and kind of lose track of the game sometimes. That one bounced over to Osnes at short, long throw across the field, not handled over at first base, and 2 will score. It's an RBI. Well, I'm gonna say it's not. That's an out that should have happened. So a 2-run error, E6, puts Marshfield up 11-0. They show the error on the scoreboard and confirm what I just said. They're probably listening to me. I'm just joking, folks. It's just having a good time up here in the booth today. Yeah, Rachel's enjoying the sunset. I'm enjoying a baseball game, but she'll show you what it looks like out there on the sunset. Yeah, sunsets every night. I guess for me, you've seen one, you've seen them all. All right, ground out over to second. Teinzen picks, flips to Osnes, and the Bulldogs finally out of the inning. But not before letting up 6 runs to Marshfield. It is Marshfield 11, Wausau nothing.
Good property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, has fresh cheese curds made daily, along with cheese and sausage trays for your next gathering. Nasonville Dairy is home to over 24 cheese varieties, 1.5 million pounds of milk daily, gives you cheddar, feta, Colby, and even Blue Marble Jack. Shop in the store or online at NasonvilleDairy.com. Nasonville Dairy, a family tradition of quality. Hewitt's Meat in Marshfield uses only the best cuts of meat available. Master meat crafter and owner John Francine oversees all production. Seasoning recipes dating back to the company's inception, along with new, exciting flavors, allow for old-time favorites and a wide array of great choices for you. Hewitt's Meat is open Monday through Saturday in Marshfield's fabulous South Side, and Hewitt's Meat is open Tuesday through Saturday in Tomahawk. Fresh food made to carry out, and order online at hewittsmeats.com. And visit Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today. Rodman at the bottom of the order for the Bulldogs. And then back up to the top, Heinrich and Osmus all due up here for Wausau in the bottom of the third. But glad to have Hewitt's Meat in the fold as we start really what I think is a marathon of baseball here in July. And good time to jump aboard the Zaleski Sports train. Got a great group of folks, good audience out there again tonight and every night. Audience growing by the day. And now is the best time to jump aboard. You want to support your local athletes and maybe sell a few extra things on top of it. It's a win-win for everybody. As Rodman pops up in the infield, Wagner takes it off the mound, and one down for Wausau. But glad to have sponsors like After Hours, Marshfield Eagles, Hewitt's Meat, and they got more coming up here during the broadcast. Hits the bottom of the zone there for a strike to Heinrich. Heinrich struck out his first time facing Wagner. That one fouled back. So now I think that makes more sense, right? He faced the same pitcher before, so then I think it's more applicable to talk about what that last at-bat did. That one tapped foul as well, so no balls, 2 strikes to Heinrich. You know, as opposed to the batter's up for the 4th time, it's been 4 different pitches, and you want to tell me where he hit it in the 2nd inning? Yeah, I don't think so. You can save that for somebody else. Erickson tried to frame it, couldn't get the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Erickson checks back with the umpire, and the umpire agrees with me and probably everybody else. That was outside. Good attempt, though, by Erickson to pull it back in and frame it. This one is lofted. Byrol running in and overran it. Had to come back and slipped on the dirt in front of the Bulldog dugout. Not able to make the grab, and Heinrich stays alive at 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one misses high now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wagner tempting Heinrich to chase. Again, Bulldogs need base runners here in the bottom of the 3rd. They're down 11-0. Get a couple on and then maybe get a couple around. That one hit into center field, and that will be pulled down by Handrick. Nice play there by Matt Handrick, ranging back in front of center fielder Riley Bushak, and had that one the whole way. Cole Osnes now, shortstop for the Bulldogs. Going to check in and see about a 2-out rally here for his Wausau club. Strike there, nice job. That time by Erickson to hold the glove there. Erickson's got some skills behind the plate. Again, one of those from Neilsville in on the team this year. That one's going to be grounded up to first at Coffin, fields it in foul territory. And that was foul tipped and out of the glove for what would have been strike 3. So a couple fouls by Osnes, staying alive here, 0-2. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Wagner deals and delivers outside for a ball. Wagner gets the call he wants from Erickson. Here it is. Threw it hard and hit hard to Byrol. Byrol scoop, fire across the field in time to Coffin for the 3rd out of the inning. The Bulldogs go down in order. We are through 3 complete. Marshfield 11, Wausau nothing. Stop into any of our locations at Auburndale, Marshfield, Withee, Greenwood, Roselleville, Stevens Point, and Wisconsin Rapids, and talk to our friendly personal bankers who are here to help you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The 2018 model year sell down is taking place now at your Wheeler's Family Auto Group. Save up to 23% off select in-stock models. We invite you to visit us at any of our 4 locations: Abbotsford, Medford, Marshfield, and Wisconsin Rapids.
Located in Spencer, R&R Flooring is your one-stop shop for flooring and furniture. Whether you're looking for bedroom furniture, living room furniture, or specialty furniture for your man cave, R&R has it all. With furniture from Lang and Wolfcraft that are made right here in Marshfield, you can shop local. R&R Furniture also has several different types of flooring options available. They also have all your favorite sports team-themed furniture, from the Packers to the Brewers. So head on down to R&R Furniture in Spencer, where their goal is to make a house a home.
Rural Mutual Insurance in Marshfield believes there's something more important than just winning or losing. We believe that a community that supports their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. That's why Rural Mutual supports Blue Devil Baseball and supports our community with personal, business, and farm insurance. Now is the right time to call Rural Mutual and talk to Brad about crop insurance. Call Rural Mutual at 715-384-2826 or visit them in person on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Hendrick starts things off here in the fourth inning. Hit up the middle into center field, and then Henniger follows that up with a fly ball for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order now for the Blue Devils is Riley Bushak. 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and an RBI for Bushak today. That's doing the job from the leadoff spot. And Bushak knuckles that one over to second. The only play is to first, and it is made in time for the second out of the inning. So Isaiah Byrel now. A walk, a run scored, and an RBI. After 5. Yep. And Hendrick down to second. Making a NASCAR pit stop there in between commercials, so I think we're all the way caught up now. Rachel, looking good? Alrighty then. 2 balls, no strikes to Byrel. Just making sure the broadcast looks tip-top for you. And Byrel hits this one into right and hits it right at the right fielder. So 2 outs now. Third out of the inning. Okay, there we go. Now I'm all caught up. So the third out of the inning, and Marshfield for the first time today does not score. They remain out in front, 11-0.
Check out Clemmy Sales, located at 125 North 2nd Avenue in Stratford. For over a century, Clemmy Sales has been your #1 trusted Chevrolet dealership. From beginning to end in your car buying process, Clemmy will treat you like family each and every visit. Head on down to Clemmy Sales today to check out all their inventory, including the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado. Clemmy Sales, proud supporters of local high school athletics.
Castle Rock Veterinary Service understands that your pet is an important member of your family, and our team of veterinarians and staff are dedicated to your pet's well-being by providing up-to-date medical, dental, and surgical care. Wellness, examinations, vaccinations, and a full suite of care is available to your pet at Castle Rock Veterinary Service. Castle Rock Veterinary Service is on South Oak Avenue in Marshfield, just a short drive from the home of the Blue Devils at Hackman Field, and on Facebook at Castle Rock Veterinary Hospital. Reminds me, a couple dogs at home. How about a Clyde and a Dasher? Watching the broadcast tonight, probably. Dasher, big fan of the TV. Clyde, not so much. Well, that's just the way it is. First pitch swinging, Schubring, and hits that one to Hediger in right for the first out. Yeah, Clyde's a sleeper. Dasher's kind of a sleeper too, but they're active when they need to be. Clyde, a serious kind of a dog. He's got his goals in mind every day, and he goes about it and is during his day and sets his goals, accomplishes his goals. Lives a good, solid dog life. Dasher doesn't know what in the world's going on. He's a wild animal. He has no idea he's even a dog, I don't think. He just hasn't figured out what his place in the world is yet, and he's all over the place. Wagner comes inside to Jake Tomey. But Castle Rock Veterinary Service, another one of those in the fold here for the rest of the distance in this Legion season. Another one inside. I don't think Wagner's attempting to go that far inside, just missed his spot there a couple times. But we're filling up the train here, and the Zaleski Sports train has left the station. That one up and out. Don't worry, though. We'll make another stop along the tracks, and you can hop on. Sponsorship opportunities always available. We will figure out a way to fit you in. You tell us what you're looking to accomplish. And the first thing I really want you to tell us is, as Tomey goes down swinging, second out of the inning, first thing I want you to tell us is that you want to support these local high school and college athletes. That's what we're here doing, making sure that the world sees their hard work and the fruits of their labor. And then, of course, you can tell us about your advertising goals, your sales goals, and we'll put you in the right place, help you accomplish all that and more. Luke Hammond, first pitch swinging. A lot of first pitch swings here by the Bulldogs. So far hasn't paid off for him. 3 hits on the game for Wausau. Strike there. Quickly 0-2 now. Wagner to Hammond. Hammond struck out back in the first inning. And hits that one through the hole that short. Nice piece of hitting there by Luke Hammond. Comes alive on the 0-2 fastball and places it in the left field. It's a 2-out hit for the Bulldogs. Andrew Heinzen, a little pop-up over to first base back in the second inning. At bat number 2 is right now. Low for a ball. That one hit over to short, and that bounces off the glove of Ty Pankratz. Pankratz couldn't slide his feet over in time, and back-to-back hits with 2 outs for the Bulldogs now. Jack Nepkezik will step in. Nepkezik looking for his first hit today. He had a comebacker to Wagner back in the second inning. And, of course, we'll say thanks to all of our sponsors. See those sponsors in between innings and on the bottom of the screen. Sponsors like Grassland Dairy and more along the bottom of the screen there. And, of course, the commercials in between. Folks like Ameriprise, Bill's Service Center, Fairway Mortgage, Little Sprouts Learning Garden, Nasonville Dairy, and a whole bunch more. Mankey Automotive, Wausau Homes, new Wausau Homes in Marshfield. Ben and Ashley are going to take care of you, getting your next new house or first new house figured out. Got a lot to choose from. Have their showroom done here in Marshfield, right in downtown Marshfield. They'll have that done here in a few weeks. Go down and congratulate them during their ribbon cutting coming up. Couple of young stars in Marshfield, Ben and Ashley Frederick, making things happen in the community. This is, well, I thought we were going to get our first Bulldog run of the game as Nepkezik hit that one into right field. Hammond didn't get as good a jump as I thought he did off of second base. He rounded the bag at third, then got pulled back, and it'll be bases loaded now with 2 outs. I mean, the throw would have come home. It would have been, as I sit up here in the press box, would have been fun to see. Hediger get that into Erickson and have Luke Hammond, who is a big fella, down there at third, have that happen. And instead, this one is hit into center field. Bushak over and on it. Riley Bushak saves runs for Marshfield. Here in the 4th inning, the Bulldogs leave the bases stranded, come up empty in the bottom of the 4th. Score remains Marshfield 11, Wausau nothing.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Bullseye Sports is at 1201 South Central Avenue in Marshfield, and it is your place for bows, arrows, guns, ammunition, hunting apparel, and much more. Bullseye Sports services what they sell and even what they don't. See the talented team at Bullseye Sports and schedule time at the indoor archery range and video range, and that allows good beginner practice all the way to league play. Bullseye Sports celebrating 20 years in business, and congratulations to Shaners and the rest of the folks over at Bullseye Sports for 20 years, and welcome to the team here at Zaleski Sports. Appreciate having you. Always a good time when you walk in there. Just good people having good fun, making a good life for everybody over there at Bullseye Sports. Mention some of those commercial sponsors. How about Clemmy Sales? Always happy to have our full suite of Stratford sponsors enjoying Marshfield Legion Baseball as, again, a quartet of state champion Stratford Tigers lace this Blue Devils roster. Coffrin Palmer, Tiger, and Ben Gust due up here in the top of the 5th for Marshfield. We are in 10-run rule territory. It is a full game if one team is ahead by 10 after 5 innings of play. Marshfield already up by 11 and looking for more here in the top of the 5th. And that one hit down to first. Pick there, thrown over to Califice for out number 1. So Coffrin down on the 1-3 putout. Again, brings up state champion Devin Palmer. Stratford beat Markesan. Comeback win for the Tigers in the state championship game over in Appleton, which coming up on about a month ago. So I suppose that's time to move on. But I'll tell you, you're state champion. You've earned it. And I think it's allowed to be talked about as so long as you want. Marshfield Country Club has tee times available for you right now. Call Marshfield Country Club at 715-384-4409 and get your group golfing today. Marshfield Country Club also has daily food specials in their brand new restaurant. Also visit Marshfield Country Club at golfmcc.com. Again, give Marshfield Country Club a call, 715-384-4409. Always a good time out there on the links. 1-2 from Califice to Palmer, and that's low, 2-2 now. Going to have some fun with the Marshfield Chaparrals. Going to be an all-fan giveaway coming up here in about a week. And baseball cards. Be giving away packs of baseball cards with your favorite Marshfield Chaparrals on them. Nasonville Dairy, Patty Hazenbank, and River Edge Golf Course, making those baseball cards happen. And a walk as the patient Palmer heads down to first base. How about this? He's got 4 walks on the day, does Devin Palmer. That's crazy. That's insane. That is some patience at the plate. So top of the 5th inning here, Marshfield 11, Wausau nothing, 1 out. And a runner on first brings up Ben Gust. Gust not as patient at the plate, struck out his last time up. And sees a couple come in now here, so 2 balls now to Gust. But again, baseball card night coming up over at Hackman Field for the Marshfield Chaparrals, all fan giveaway. Again, courtesy of River Edge Golf Course, Nasonville Dairy, and Patty Hazenbank, Century 21. Patty Hazenbank, it's as good as sold. Fly ball into right field, collected there for out number 2. So we'll have some fun with the Chaparrals on the baseball card giveaway night. And Chaparrals are always a fun outing. They have a good time out there, entertain the fans. Got on-field fan contests going on. As this one here is hit into right field. Back-to-back fly balls to right. Will bring the top of the 5th to a close. Again, Marshfield scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 6 in the third, but off the scoreboard the last 2 innings. Score remains 11-0.
Grassland Dairy Products in Greenwood has been in the butter churning business for over 300 years. Since 1893, when the original Wietrich family immigrated to Wisconsin from the Swiss Alps, to present-day 4th-generation owners, Grassland Dairy Products has perfected the butter-making process. Grassland Dairy offers an assortment of butter products and dairy ingredients. Whether for industrial use or your own kitchen table, you can trust that Grassland Dairy Products will produce quality butter that everyone will enjoy. GrasslandDairy.com.
Forward Bank, originally incorporated in Marshfield, has been around for 100 years and in those 100 years has grown tremendously and continues to do so. With locations in Colby, Greenwood, Marshfield, Medford, Stanley, Thorpe, and Withee, they are always looking to be part of your family, business, farm, or nonprofit. For personal loans, business loans, life insurance, or homeowners insurance, stop by one of their 7 convenient locations and see how they can help you move forward.
All right, I told you earlier in the broadcast about After Hours on East 14th Street in Marshfield, right just a block east of South Central Avenue on 14th Street. Marshfield After Hours has been voted the best fish fry, and they'll be ready for your fish fry on Friday, and they're actually going to do a hot dog brat and just a general cookout tomorrow afternoon. Go on down to After Hours and enjoy some hot dogs, brats, and who knows what else they're going to put on the grill. I'm sure it'll be great, and that'll get you ready for your 4th of July celebration. Or head on down to After Hours right after the game and stop in, get something cold to drink, and enjoy the gang down at After Hours. Again, you can watch Marshfield Blue Devil baseball on the big screen TVs at After Hours on East 14th Street in Marshfield. Wagner quickly here, 0-2. Now does get Rodman to swing, and Rodman, a deep fly ball into right field. Hediger on it right away, and the first out of the inning is recorded. Again, Wausau needs 2 runs to extend this game into the 6th inning, or it is curtains here in Wausau. Make sure to stay tuned to our post-game show. We'll go down on the field and talk to Coach Josh Metz. Should the score hold, we'll also pick a Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game. But the Bulldogs attempting to keep that from happening as Heinrich gets that one out into left center field and down for a hit. Boy, I hadn't done one of those highlight houses in a while. Felt good. But we'll go down and talk to Coach Metz. We'll let Coach bring a player out with him. We'll give him our highlight house player of the game designee and put him in the house on the highlights tonight. You can watch highlights of this game and all others over on Facebook at Zaleski Sports. We'll have highlights up a little bit later tonight. And again, thanks for watching live tonight. Live here on the Zaleski Sports Network. Baby! Ball low now to Osnes. 2 balls, no strikes. Wagner looking to keep the shutout intact. Almost lost it. Back in the fourth inning, had bases loaded. But it was a Riley Bushak sprint into left center that recorded the third out. Bushak on his horse out there in center. And it was a nice catch by Riley to preserve the shutout for now. But Wagner trails Osnes 3-0 and lost him. 4 straight pitches. Osnes down to first on the freebie. Heinrich down to second. And we are at Athletic Park here in Wausau. We'll take a look. We were watching that Plover game earlier. And we'll hit a refresh as Plover at home against Stevens Point in American Legion play. And that game looks to be done. The Plover Black Sox will move to 9-1 over the Stevens Point Sixers by a score of 8-4. And again, that game over at, or was at this point past tense, at Memorial Park in Plover. Wagner, big fastball, and Schubring swings right through it. Wagner looks back to second and delivers the 1-1. That one belted high into center field. Bushak ranging over, calls for it, settles under it, and out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. So, Bulldogs down to their last out here, unless, well, a couple things could happen. Tomei could send it over the fence. That would extend us into the 6th inning. We're scheduled for 7, but the 10-run rule here in effect tonight at Athletic Park in Wausau. So Tomei can send one over the fence or reach safely, as we've got 2 Bulldogs on. And the pinch runner for Osnes, can't see the number, but that looks like Isaiah Piscatello, perhaps from here. That's my guess at it. And Heinrich over at second, that I know for sure. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tomei. Wagner ready, deals and delivers. Outside, missed it. 2 balls, 1 strike. After 5, if it's 10 runs, it's over. We're scheduled for 7, but the 10-run rule makes it not. That one under the glove, a Byral at third. Rounding third is Heinrich. The throw comes all the way in, and no tag put down. The throw down to third is high, and the Bulldogs put a stick on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2-out RBI for Jake Tomei. And life yet for Wausau, and that'll cause Coach Metz to come out to the pitcher's mound. He's going to talk to Wagner. I thought he was going to take the ball. Wagner kind of took his glove that was nearest to Metz and held it up over his face, but he's going to stay on. Metz, quick mound visit, reminding Mr. Wagner and the rest of the Blue Devil infield, just deal with the runner at the plate, or the batter at the plate, Luke Hammond. Get this last out, and let's get out of here with the 10-run win. So Piscatello at third, Tomei down at first. Again, that was a RBI hit for Jake Tomei. Swing and a miss by Hammond as Wagner rears back with gas. Gas, stank, cheddar, Swiss, heat. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Hammond guessing right now against Wagner. And Coach Metz apparently told Wagner, give him 3 straight heaters. He's thrown 2 straight here. We'll see if the third one comes up now on the 0-2. And it does, and it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 5th strikeout for Preston Wagner. And the last out of the game as the Blue Devils 10-run rule, the Wausau Bulldogs here at Athletic Field in Wausau. Again, make sure to stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll go down and talk to Coach Metz, and we will talk to our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game. All that and more coming up after this.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski.
It's time for the Zaleski Sports Show 3 to C.
I'm in the house.
I'm in the house.
He's in the house. He's in the house.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go Sports!
And now, the continuing adventures of Captain Collision.
Aha, the phone. Hello, Mankey's Automotive and Collision Center.
Hi, Captain Collision. I was backing out of the driveway and trying to text my friend and hit the snowbank thingy, and boom. Know what I mean?
Of course, of course, Rob and the rest of the Mankey team can fix anything. They can give you a free estimate, free pickup and delivery, and a lifetime warranty on your repair work. Now let's get to work. Mankey's Automotive and Collision Repair, 25th Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids. We meet the nicest people by accident.
Wausau Homes Marshfield offers the quality you know and trust close to home. Whether you're looking for a 2-story house with an open staircase or a cozy 2-bedroom bungalow, Wausau Homes Marshfield can build it with a firm price and a guaranteed move-in date. Stop by their new location on Central Avenue and see how Wausau Homes Marshfield can help make your homeowning dreams come true. Wausau Homes Marshfield, custom homes built your way.
If your path to achieving your hopes and dreams is less than clear, Meyer & Associates provides the direction and guidance that helps put things into focus. We provide financial advice and customized solutions that help take the uncertainty out of your dreams for today and the future.
We can work together to make an honest assessment, understand your options, commit to a plan, live life brilliantly. Our team is here to help.
We have summer right around the corner. Are you looking to purchase that special toy? Bill's Service Center is your one-stop shop for everything that you need to enjoy your summer. We have a huge inventory of Polaris and Can-Am and ATVs and UTVs. We also have a huge selection of Ski-Doo if you're already planning for next winter. Whether you're looking for something brand new or used, come on down to Bill's Service Center, where we not only sell the equipment, but we fix it too.
All right, we are here with Coach Metz in our post-game show here as the Blue Devils wrap up an 11-1 win on the road here against the Wausau Bulldogs. Coach, you scored early and often, including a 6-run third, and from there it was pretty much easy pickings right there. Preston did a great job. I mean, the whole team, but just talk about getting off to that fast start and then changing the whole mindset of the game at that point.
Yeah, it's always important to get off to a hot start. Get your pitcher, some comfort when he goes out there. To go out with a lead right away like we had for him. That always helps, I think. And just to tack on runs every inning. We haven't been able to do that really this year where we've scored every inning. So definitely a positive that I hope we can keep going now.
Number of things that stuck in my mind in the game. You score 11 runs. There's going to be a lot of stats to talk about. One thing, though, maybe you didn't even notice it. Devin Palmer walked 4 times today. Just talk about how you grade his patience at the plate and then just the team overall and their approach at the plate today.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, when a guy's struggling, they had 2 guys struggling to find the zone. If you can't help them out. And we haven't really taken a lot of walks this year. team. So that's important. It's an important aspect of the game. It's hard when you have to manufacture all your runs with hits. So if we're able to get walks, and even a walk an inning, is huge to get guys on base and, put the pressure on them, and we did that tonight. So very, very happy with Devin and everyone else that was able to draw walks. I know Byral drew 2 offhand, just think off the top of my head, but several guys walked, and we had we had base runners every inning, so that's important.
Yeah, the name of the game, get on base and then work around. You guys were obviously able to do that tonight with 11 runs. You were able to keep Wausau at bay for the most part, just the only 1 run let up by Preston. We had 5 strikeouts today. Just talk about his performance, and then what's the pitching strategy coming into the tournament in Eau Claire?
Yeah, Preston was good. He's going to be gone this weekend, so we need to get innings out of him tonight so that we have everyone available this weekend. We're lined up pretty decent. We have Cole and Mason to throw, and then I think Chandler Schmidt will be available this weekend again to throw another game, and then, so that's 3 out of the 4, and then we'll see where we're at Sunday. You never know who's going to, who you're going to have to use in relief and whatnot. I mean, you kind of have a plan, but, Logan Schreiner's there as a potential for Sunday, but if he's got to come in relief Saturday, you never know, you adjust, but we have options, so I feel good about where we're at going into the tournament this weekend. 4 games in 3 days, it's a lot, but I think we're set up pretty well for it.
All right, Coach, an 11-1 win here against Wausau. Congratulations. We'll talk to Preston Wagner next. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys, hang on just right here. We'll stay right here at Athletic Park in Wausau. We're right in front of home plate here, where our highlight house player of the game, Preston Wagner, are really able to control this area right here in front of us. One of the reasons that we're standing right here, and beside the fact that Preston was kind of petitioning for this moment here before the game, and I told the guys, remember what I said, you got to win first, right? Were you able to do that today, largely on account of your pitching? 5 strikeouts today. What was working for you against the Wausau hitters?
Our coach told us to throw for contact, and that's what I was doing, trying to get our defense involved a little bit and trusting them to make the plays.
Yeah, and then getting those runs early. I mean, you looked up in the 3rd inning. It's already 11-0. How does that change your mindset, or how does that maybe change your comfort level from the mound, knowing you got 11 runs to work with?
Oh, it's a lot more comfortable, because it's like, if I can get out of here in 5 innings, it'd be a lot shorter game, complete game. Get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys are on a little bit of a run now. You got some momentum going. I know a tournament in Eau Claire that turns out you got a hall pass for, but you'll be back with the team after that. Just talk about what's the mood of the team now? As we see some of the guys walking off the field, the bus ride back to Marshfield is going to be like what?
Pretty excitable, because, it's like 3 wins in a row. We haven't had that yet this year, and we needed it. We'll get us going now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to take just a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll put Preston in the house right after this.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
I'm Preston Wagner, and I'm in the house.
All right. Nice job. Congratulations. Enjoy your time off. All right, guys, that'll do it from Athletic Park in Wausau. Marshfield takes care of Wausau 11-1. We'll be live tomorrow in Stevens Point. Firecracker Classic going on over there. And Wisconsin Rapids, first pitch at 5 p.m. Steve Maves on the call at 4:45. We'll see you then.